Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Good morning, everyone. And welcome back to Perennial 2024, Day 2 of Round of 16 quarterfinals weekend. And we are headed into another winner's bracket quarterfinal matchup here at the 14 UTC hour. It is going to be Team Bob versus Team European Goats, which is a matchup of two teams who got here in very different ways yesterday. Of course, Bob, the number 2 seed, European Goats, the number 10 seed out of qualifiers, as you can see on the screen there. Ninrik, Kriller, Bubble Man, Reedcat, Scroll, Raikoho, Nainoya, and Lucrece. Against Kie, Yari, Scylla, Hifkill, Jackpax, Tim Kackner, Andros, and Aller D. Bob yesterday, very simple, straightforward win, 6-0 over Assalamu Alaikum. Meanwhile, European Goats had an upset win over Tea Party in a tiebreaker, 6-5. So, two quite different routes in their first match of this 2-round weekend. And here they are matching up against one another now. You've got to favor, of course, Team Bob in this one, but European Goats have shown that they're a scrappy roster who will play a strong match against anyone regardless of the seed. Notably also, of course, Bob, I do not believe, had either Kriller or Bubble Man yesterday. We'll see if those two are going to be here for today's match, because this is one where it might matter a little more to have your full strength of roster available to you. Real quickly here, first ban phase, Bob banning out the Nomad 6. Excuse me, I apologize. And European Goats banning out the Nomad 3, the lengthy alt pick. First picking into Hidden 2 here are European Goats, so it is going to be that low AR Hidden as the first map of this match. Lucky Cat, the pick. I do not believe that either team played this yesterday. This was not a map that either of these teams saw in their first matches. It was banned out by Assalamu Alaikum against Team Bob, and it was just simply ignored in European Goats' match against Tea Party. So this will be the first time either of these teams will be seeing this. Find out how it goes for them here. This one, it's a Bloxy map, so it's got kind of older flow style to it. You can get the feeling of something like a Made of Fire, perhaps, a little bit from this map. As we load in, we're going to see Ninrik. Okay, we're going to see Ninrik, Reedcat, Lucrece, and Scroll. Thea, Jackpax, Yari, and Scylla on the other side. So it looks like probably Kriller and Bullman still not here, because you got to figure one or both of them would be in for a map like this. But hopefully, for their sake, they won't be lacking too much by still missing players. But early on, this is not a great start for them on that early flow pattern, as you've got 3 FCs dropped immediately for Bob, 2 FCs dropped immediately for European Goats, down to literally only Scylla, actually, in the lobby with an FC, and European Goats are going to take an early lead. So we're going to watch that bottom row, I think, mostly for European Goats here. Yari and Scylla. 170 combo for Yari, and the FC still for Scylla. Recovery combos do start to come in, of course, but this is not a long map. You don't have a lot of time for that recovery combo to happen. Scroll's going to trade with Yari, not going to help things out for Bob as Lucrece follows it up. Reedcat follows as well. Yeah, this is a suboptimal roster for Team Bob on this map, and you're seeing that now as the full team resets once more. This is going to be a very, very clean, calm, and collected first point here for European Goats on their opening pick. Demonstrating just what happens when you pick a map in a somewhat niche skill set against a team who's lacking players who would be in for that normally. And it's a very, very one-sided affair here for European Goats. You've got people in for this for Bob who really probably shouldn't be. But we're just going to watch Scylla, because he's got that FC still going, and PA on a big, big recovery combo since the early break finally does miss. But watch bottom right corner. That's all you got to look at, because that is It's not going to be a 1v4, but it's not going to be far off from a 1v4 either. Will he bring it on home into the ending here? These last couple of flow patterns, last couple of circles, and he does it. That is going to be an opening map hidden to SS for Scylla to carry a decent chunk of that burden for European Goats. That is him plus anyone is a 1v4, while at the same time they didn't need his score to win the map either, which is always a fun situation to be in. That is a really good play right there, and that is a very explosive start to this match for European Goats. Well done to Scylla, and well done to European Goats as they take the early lead on the first pick. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the lower seeded team. Looking for the upset here. And yeah, I mean, Reedcat probably shouldn't be playing that, right? There's not really a situation where you want, unfortunately, Reedcat in for that. He's good at many things, but low AR hidden flow aim is not one of them. But it would never have mattered, so they can take some consolation from that it literally didn't matter. But we're going to go over to Bob. We're going to go first pick for them. I got to figure Bob would want to go into some speed here, most likely. Just let Nineric do his thing. Nineric, Nanoya, Reedcat, Raikoho. You know, you've got some really strong topping players on that side. So you've got the Nomad 2, Nomad 5, DT2 all available. And it is going to be a first pick, DT2, to open up proceedings here for Team Bob. They did play this yesterday, won it by 500k without a single FC on their team. The only FC in the lobby was on the other side, in fact. Vana, aka Rundi from Assalamu Alaikum, was the lone FC in the lobby, but just better team score. It was a 3-0 team score for Team Bob on that one, which is pretty darn solid. Was not played by European Goats, despite their match going all the way to tiebreaker. It was one of the bans from the other team, in fact. They had it banned against them, Team Tea Party. Not comfortable, I guess, with the Stamina DT and banned it, so don't have anything to compare to score-wise for European Goats, but we know that Bob put up a good score yesterday and is more than capable of putting up another good, even better score today. All right. It is going to be Nineric, Raikoho, Lucrece, and Nanoya in for this one, which is the same roster as they had yesterday. Andros, Tim Kackner, Yari, and Hifkill for European Goats. That is a big roster switch up for them on this pick. My Discord stream is a little laggy here, so I don't know what's going on. There we are. It is early goings, no breaks at the start, which is what you want to see. No big act drops at the start either. This is one where, you know, the farther you go into the tournament, the more likely you are to find teams who are equally capable of playing this type of map. You know, you talk about speed abuse in early rounds, but once you start getting into quarterfinals and onward, it feels like most teams that are remaining by that point have adequate players for basically every skill set. You do see the early break from Lucrece. Gonna start off with the lead here for European Goats. Gonna hope that Nineric doesn't fall victim to speed map syndrome the way he did yesterday, where it was, you know, one miss middle of the map with 99 AC on every tapping map. It is a break from Tim Kackner to trade it back, so combo lead over to Bob. Accuracy lead on the side of Team Bob as well. 97s for 3 out of the 4 members of European Goats. 99s for 3 out of the 4 members of Bob. There goes Hifkill, there goes Yari, and it is like that down to Andros, the only FC left. Still a triple full combo for Team Bob, who are going to start to take a pretty big lead at this point. Halfway through, 270k score in their favor on that triple FC recovery combo from Lucrece. Not going to be a lot European goats can do about it. They just have to pray that Bob suffers badly in the back half of this pick. There it goes, Hif kill. It's traded with Raikoho. So one of the FCs down for Bob. Still 2 alive, though, of course. How far can Nineric and Nanoya take this double FC? Will Andros be able to keep up? Nineric on remarkable accuracy, as he is known for. Never a surprise to see that man on a high act play on a tapping map. Into the finals of ESSA he goes, act-based speed tournament. Just to add some credence to that. And it is still a double FC, and that lead 800k. This is going to be Bob winning their first pick every bit as comfortably as European Goats won their own. And that will be a 1-1. Both teams looking very comfortable on their own first pick. Double FC comes out for Nineric and Nanoya, 99.68. That is 6 100s for Nineric. Very impressive stuff from him. Andros just a tad behind, 99% for him as well. But, of course, 2 scores down in the 500Ks for European Goats against Double FC, 800K, 752K for Bob. And that was just always going to go the way it did, I think. So 1.3 mil first point for European Goats and 889k first point for Bob. Now that we've got that out of the way, we will see where we go from here. Not another true dedicated like low AR reading pick here for European Goats to opt into. Obviously, they do have the anti-mod, see the free mod 2, CS5, AR8, but with the no mod 6 being banned out, isn't going to be another map that goes quite that one-sided in all likelihood. It is going to be another hidden pick, though. They are going to go into hidden 3, which alt hidden. This is actually, for me anyway, this is the first time I will have seen this map this weekend. In not a small amount of matches that I've been involved in here. Just looking through some of the other matches that have occurred, this has been a very rarely picked map. I think this might be only the second time this has gotten played, or maybe third. I think this is the third time that this map has gotten played. It's been really largely just ignored. This one I have no data on for either of these teams. It was not touched in Bob vs. Assalamu Alaikum, not picked or banned. And similarly, the entire hidden pool, in fact, was not picked or banned in European Goats' match against Tea Party. So we have no data on these teams for this map, which is always fun. Bit of a banger, though. Can't tell you a whole lot more about it than that, I'm sorry. But in we'll go, and we'll just play it by ear. It's gonna be Scroll, Raikaho, like Gukris, and Nanoya. Still Jackpacks, Fie, and Allerdy for European Goats. These guys just love the full roster change between skill sets, huh? European Goats are like, well, we have 8 players on our roster. We should use all of them. Early break from Fie on the first pattern at the beginning there. Pretty long, 3.5 minutes, so not a lot to worry about when you break the very start. Especially suboptimal, but not the end of the world. And this is our one of our customs this round. I would be remiss not to mention. Custom by Artisan for this round of 16 and quarterfinals pool. Shout out to Artisan. Make some very good maps for the Osu circle clicking video game. Into our first KI section we will go here. Early break from Allerdy and Fie, but Raikoho has traded it out, and the lead is still on the side of European Goats despite the three-way full combo from Bob, thanks to the recovery combined combo from Fie and Allerdy, as well as the double FC remaining on Scylla and Jack packs. There goes Scroll, second miss for Bob, so Lucrece and Nanoya left to try to pick up the pieces here against the double FC and two pretty sizable recovery combos over on the side of European Goats. Out of the first KI, it is just shy of a 100,000 score lead. And once more, it does feel like Bob's lack of a full roster might be biting them a little bit here. Players going in for stuff that maybe they aren't 100% comfortable with, that you would much rather have somebody like Kriller in for a lot of the more gimmicky maps in these pools. Break from Scylla does come out, Break from Fie comes out as well. Unfortunately traded by three members of Bob. Lucrece the FC still alive. He's matching Jack packs. If Jack packs and Allergy were to miss, I mean, the door could be like open a little bit, but not seeming as though that may be the most likely outcome here. There goes Raikoho yet again, who is struggling, to say the very least, down at 200k. Very clearly not a map that he is the most comfortable with. Lead 300,000 plus for European Goats. Break. No FC left on that side. Lucrece and Nanoya both miss. Doesn't matter. Allerdy gone as well. Everybody's struggling with combo in the last KI in the ending, but damage long since done. Damage long since done. 350k lead for European Goats. No big combo for Bob. And, you know, the pick strategy here is easy enough if you're European Goats, right? Just pick niche and gimmick maps, because Bob has all their mechanics players, but they are missing their best gimmick player. So just don't pick mechanics maps if you're European Goats, and force players who are suboptimal selections for maps like this into them. 308. So here's the thing, right? European Goats wins it by 308k. Raikoho drops 368k. Just replace Raikoho with Kriller, who probably gets 700k on that, and all of a sudden it's a nail biter. You know, and this is just the gap of not having your full roster for Bob, and European Goats taking advantage of it with their first couple of picks in this match. Now, eventually, that strat will probably run out because they won't have enough maps to keep that going on forever, but they're going to ride it out as long as they can, it would appear. First two picks work in their favor for that exact reason. Bob next pick, I mean, this is probably just Nomad 5. I gotta figure this is just Nomad 5. After the way DT2 went. You've got Nomad 2, Nomad 5 as the most obvious next two picks, and then you know maybe a DT2, or DT1, DT3, and yep, there you go, Nomad 5. Three members of their team, in fact, picking Nomad 5. They're very certain this is their pick. Yeah, don't worry, we're all very certain about that too, guys. Don't sweat it. Played this yesterday, of course. It was their first pick in the match. Double FC on Nanoya and Raikoho, and a team score of just shy of 3 million. This is a very good map for Bob. And why wouldn't it be? They have very good tapping players. They have very good speed players. Notably, European Goats did play this and win it as well, and they actually put up a very solid score as well. They had an FC on Andros, a couple of 700k pluses. That was a 2.8 mil score. So not a big gap between these two teams on their results from yesterday on this pick. Bob probably expecting better out of Nineric and Lucrece. Nineric, as I mentioned, missed exactly in the middle. 1,000 combo in a bit with 99.48 accuracy. And of course, as we all know on Score V2, that even that will still take you down a ways. You got a 635K on the best score in the lobby, other than the 1 in the miss column instead of a 0 in the miss column. So looking to avoid that happening again today, as he did on the DT2, dropping the FC. So maybe a little better speed day for him this morning than yesterday was. Same roster for Bob as yesterday on this. Enric, Ryko, Luke, Kreese, Nanoya, Tim Kakner, Yari, Hifkill, and Andros. Same roster except for Scylla being replaced by Yari on this one, who I think is the superior player on speed anyway for them, right? So this actually, based on yesterday's scores, this could be very interesting. Bob at full potential is probably a bit stronger, but I mean, the way they played this yesterday, this is a coin flip practically. Early misses do come out. Luke, Kreese, and Hifkill, the first to miss for either team. Andros follows up. Nineric goes as well. I don't know, maybe some nerves or something. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. More misses than you'd expect at the start. Raikoho and Nanoya holding the double FC down against Tim Kakner, and it was Yari until his miss. So now just 1 FC on European Goats left already. We're only 580 combo into a 2K combo map. See how long Raikoho and Nanoya can hold on to the double FC. Nineric and Luke Kreese going to start to build up. Likewise, the players who have missed for European Goats going to start to build up as well. Yari falls, but let's see. Got Tim Kakner on the FC. Hifkill and Andros still on some combo. Going to try to keep this in range of a comeback, but Bob's going to start to run that lead out on the double full combo. 200K is going to be upon us shortly. Big combo on all 4 members, including that double FC, still intact at the halfway mark. We are 1K combo in. Raiko, Nanoya, double FC. Luke Kreese 900 combo. Nineric 700 combo. It is, you know, it's an 0-5. There's a lot of combo to build up, so things can get a little scary in that regard. Because you do have Hifkill, Andros, and Yari all building up combo, and Tim Kakner still holding the FC. There goes Raiko. There's one of those FCs gone for Bob. If there was ever going to be an opportunity for European Goats, I think they might need one more break from Bob, but as long as they can keep these combos up, they're gonna at least keep the score kind of where it is. Also, you can see Luke Kreese struggling on the accuracy, down at 96%. 94 on Yari, 95 on Hifkill, so it's not the end of the world, but things to watch out for when you consider the big combo. And the accuracy not quite keeping in line with it. However, score lead is growing just a little bit. The combo should be maybe slightly in favor of European Ghost, but I guess the accuracy diff is just big enough. There goes Yari. Raikoho falls again, but it really doesn't matter. That's not the player you're watching out for. It's Nanoya on the FC to match Tim Kakner. And then Luke Kreese and Nineric on the recoveries. Hifkill falls, and any chance of the last second comeback for European Ghost is going to be snuffed out. Both teams going to suffer compared to yesterday. These scores are going to be a bit lower than what they saw in their first matches of the week, as Yari, Hifkill, and Luke Kreese all drop. I tell a lie, and Bob may be able to get back to their same score with Nanoya still holding the FC. He's got a little bit of score left at the end here, but it does appear that European Goat's going to drop their score by about 600K drop for European Goats compared to yesterday. Not the greatest. Meanwhile, almost an identical score, in fact, for Bob. Another near double FC. But better team-wide scores, I suppose, by a little bit for Bob. Or worse, team-wide scores by a little bit for Bob. They dropped by about 80K. But it's a win nonetheless. You wonder what may have been for European Goats there. Just didn't quite play this as well as they would have liked, obviously. But 2-2 goes the score. And through our first pick phase, we really haven't had anything that ever felt like it was really in doubt. I mean, those first 2 picks, nearly, over 1 million points, nearly 1 million points, and then 300K and 700K. So the team's picking quite well through the first 4 maps. Doing a good job picking into their strengths, picking into their opponent's weaknesses in the case of European Goats. So now we go into our second ban phase. I think I'm seeing a hidden 1 ban on the ref sheet. I'm not sure if that means that chat has an issue or something. Okay, whoa. Yeah, I think Chad is a little behind here. It looks like we've got a hidden one ban from Bob, so they're not going to allow European Goats to pick into that last hidden. After the way hidden 2 and hidden 3 went, no real surprise there. European Goats, you figure this is either a Nomad 2 or maybe a DT3. Not a lot of root happening left, no real, not as much speed left, but you know, DT3 pretty fast bursts, Nomad 2 obviously flow aim. So whatever of those European Goats feel least comfortable with, almost as much of a takeaway from Bob as it is, you know, banning it because they don't want to play it. It's like banning it because they don't want Bob to be able to play it. But we'll see here. I'm going to take a little bit of time on this last ban. I would think... I would think DT3 might be the best option, but it depends on how they feel on Nomad 2. And instead, it's going to be completely different. It's going to be Hard Rock 2. I'm not sure I quite understand banning out a map that almost no one is touching regardless. But they did ban that yesterday as well. So, you know, they know what they're doing better than I do. Hard Rock 2 has largely either been banned or ignored in a lot of matches this weekend. I don't feel like that's a specifically strong map for Bob, though. I feel like if I'm European Goats, I would really rather ban a tapping map here than a precision Hard Rock map. I don't know. I don't think that should be priority number 1 necessarily. But... oh well. So Bob have their choice. They have Nomad 2, they have DT1, DT3. It is European Goats to pick next here. Maybe as you try to continue with gimmick stuff, you've got the Nomad 4, you've got the Hard Rock 3, but you did just ban the Hard Rock 2, so probably not. And then obviously Freemod 2, Freemod 3, the original that we have not been seeing nearly enough of. Given that they went into back-to-back hiddens, I would think maybe a free mod, but the world is somewhat their oyster at this point. They did pick the Nomad 2 themselves yesterday and win it, but obviously Bob a much stronger Nomad 2 team than was Tea Party. They had Freemod 2 picked into them and lost it, so maybe not. They did pick Freemod 1. Okay, nope, it is going to be indeed be the Freemod 2. Which it's always interesting, you know, when a team gets a map picked into them and loses it and then pick it anyway themselves in the next round. But looking at their score, they did put up a 2.4 million, which is not bad by any means, and that includes an S rank on Jackpacks on Nomad. So you can see why this might make sense to them. You know, it took David Q FCing as the big difference maker. His gap from him to the next best score in that lobby was the difference between them winning and losing the map. Map 2 here, False Wings of Yatagarasu, 170 BPM CS5 AR8 map, lowish BPM. Anti-mod, Scytho map. I do not believe that Bob played this. I don't think it was touched. It was not. They played the Freemod 1 and banned the Freemod 3. This one left to its own devices. But GLHF's coming out, so we should get into this soon. It's Ninrik, Raikoho, Lucrece, and Reedcat, Tim Kackner, Scylla, Jackpacks, and Yari as the rosters. First 4 picks, all going pretty comfortably for the team selecting. We will see if that trend continues. No breakpoints in this match as of yet. As we load in, we will check our mods. It is Hidden on Ninrik, Hard Rock on Raikoho, Nomad on both Lucrece and Reedcat, Hidden on Scylla Hard Rock on Tim Kackner, no mod on Jackpacks, and Yari for European Goats. So minimal mods here, as you might expect from anti-mod. As long as you're comfortable enough with the base CS5 area of this, no mod not the worst. Somewhat of just a slight awkward aim anti-mod pick here. We get early breaks out of Nineric, Reedcat, and Yari. And again, you know, it's Bob kind of being forced into a suboptimal situation, and I think that's a DC. Was that a DC from Tim Kackner, or was that a client? Let's see. Looks like that was maybe just a client, so it is okay. The way it went, it didn't freeze at all. He was just gone instantly, but not a DC, just a client, so he is back. I suspect not actually at 86 AC. We probably will have to wait until the very end to see what his score actually is here. So I am not going to... Okay, there, it loaded back in, so 270k. With the lead in favor of European Goats. Thank you to the OSU tournament client for continuing to be wonderful in the year of our Lord 2024. Can I get an amen? Still going all right here with the double FC. Not anymore, though. It's a single FC now, just Tim Kackner, and the lead will go over to Bob Ryko on the Hard Rock FC, Lucrease on the Nomad SS, and Reedcat with the recovery combo. High accuracy Nomad, just the early break. Nineric score largely proving irrelevant at this juncture, but just look at what those three other members are doing. High accuracy, full combos for 2, and a high reverse choke on the third. Lucrease does find a late break. Raikaho trades it. Fortunately, oh my goodness, wait a second. Reedcat broke as well, but Yari misses for European Goats. He was the only combo alive, and I don't know that it would have mattered to try to bring that back anyway. It's basically a lobby reset, the last section of this map, proving challenging to everyone. And not going to be enough time left now for European Goats. It is going to be Bob looking to take, on this last stream, the first break point of this match straight out of the gate in our second pick phase of the match. It is Bob grabbing away a break point on the Freemod 2 pick. 285k. Once those middle resets into the last third, came out from European Goats, it was basically all over, and Bob put the hammer down. 780k on Ryko, 730k on Lucrease. Best 2 scores in lobby. Will be their own next pick to come, to try to consolidate. They do have a couple of tapping maps available to them still, as we discussed. You've got the Nomad 2, got the DT3. If you just want to go plain DT aim, you've got DT1 available to you as well. Pretty comfy DT1. But I would suspect a Nomad 2 or a DT3 pick here. And we're kind of out of the certain type of map that European Goats have been opting into, so it'll be interesting to see where they go with their next pick. Bob taking a little bit of time here. This is the first time they've really taken any time. Their first couple of picks was just instant DT2, instant Nomad 5. But now it's a little different, putting a little more consideration into this one. Which I don't know that I even know why. I really feel like you just pick the Nomad 2, or just pick the DT3. There you go. It's the DT3, right? Okay. Like, we're all sitting here just waiting for one of those 2 maps. It is going to be the DT3. It's Flags, Maut, and Nissan collab, 262.5 BPM. As you would expect out of a Nissan map, even in a collab, it's pretty much what you would anticipate. It is bursty speed sections and some awkward older style aim, exactly what he is well known for in most of his maps, and what he's known for as a player as well. Convenient how that works out. Alright. So into another speedy pick we will go for Team Bob. Ninrik, Nanoya, Lucrece, and Raikoho. Tried and true. Team Kakner, Andros, Yari, and Hifkill for European Goats. Suddenly finding themselves down a break point, with Bob looking to consolidate on one of the couple remaining maps that do still feel pretty favored to them. This was played by European Goats yesterday, dropped to 2.5 mil, lost it by about nearly 500k, but anything is possible when you believe in the power of European Goat friendship. Ninrik with the early break in that first 100 combo or so is going to give a tiny advantage, in fact, to the European Goats, although accuracy not looking the greatest. 96 for a while on Tim Kakner there, 93 on Hifkill. 93 on Lucrece as well. Nanoya break. What? Nanoya? I'm not actually sure what happened there. It looks like he didn't even have his pen on his tablet or his mouse on his desk, whatever he plays. I don't actually know. That was very strange. So 2FC's gone for Bob, though. European Goats will say thank you very much. We'll take what lead we can out of that. It's 115k in their favor, but you do have a bunch of these longer streams at pretty high BPM to contend with the rest of the way. Easy to break on just about any of them. But the difference, 165k, but there goes Yari. There was Nanoya again. What is it? Another slow part. Like, I don't understand. What's going on, man? Like, just on the little section there twice now. I'm not positive what's happening to him. Raiko, Lucrece are still holding the double FC. Ninrik does have a big recovery combo since the break at the start, but it's a triple FC still alive for Tim Kakner, Andros, and Hifkill. And the lead is almost 200k. We've still got a third of the map to go, but looking somewhat favorable thus far for European Goats. As strange as that is to say on a map like this. There goes Lucrece as well. It is down to Raikoho on the FC, Ninrik on the recovery, but it's against a three-way for European Goats, who have already exceeded their score from yesterday and will continue to do so more and more. That three-way still alive is crazy. 3 million, yeah, they've literally beaten their team score from yesterday by 500k, and we still have the ending to come. This is a ridiculous team performance from the European Goats side. And Bob, not much they can do but sit back and watch it happen. Tim Kakner with the late break just doesn't matter. Will they reach the 4 million is the only question at the very end here. Is there enough spinner score here? And there is. It is a 4 million team score from European Goats after putting up 2.5 million yesterday. For those doing the math at home, yes, that is a 1.5 million score increase from one day to the next for European Goats on this map to get the breakpoint back to their side and tie it back up at 3-3. I don't know what actually happened to Bob there. Nanoya saying TY Peppy, so, clearly something weird going on. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. The loss, unless he FC'd with really good accuracy, that's the only way that his score could have really affected the outcome. But you never know, that may have been possible considering what he broke on. But regardless of what may have happened to Nanoya there, the end result is a victory on the point for European Goats, and that makes this match a little more interesting because that would have been 4-2 with Bob 2 points away. said, 3-3. European Goats pick to go ahead 4-3 themselves. As mentioned, kind of running a little bit low on the maps that feel favored to one team or another. DT3 felt like it should have been favored to Bob. Obviously did not play out as expected. European Goats, I mean, in that kind of niche skill set, you've got, Nomad 4, free mods. There's a couple free mods left. It is going to be the free mod 1, but this is the most straightforward of the free mods. This is probably the simplest. It's high BPM aim is basically the story here. So this will be one of the more straightforward aim picks that we've seen so far in this match. With the flow and alt picks earlier and the anti-mod, though I will say 3mod 2 is pretty aimy, but it's CS5 AR8, so that kind of tempers it a little bit. And obviously Bob just picking into tapping with all three of their picks so far. This one is going to be much more directly focused on aim as the primary skill set. Generally speaking, pretty balanced mod-wise as well, which I think should actually be pretty good for Bob in the, obviously free mod 2 worked out well for them. So European Goats hoping for a different outcome on back-to-back free mod picks here. Gonna see Hard Rock on Raikoho again, hidden on Scroll, Nomad on Reedcat and Lucrease. That is similar to the last pick. Tim Kackner, Hard Rock, Scylla hidden, and Jack Paxton, Allergy on the Nomad for the side of European Goats. Starting to get down to the business end of the match here. 6 picks into a best of 11. Things always get a little scary because, whoever wins this can get a match point after the next map, right? So you're putting yourself in a situation to succeed if you get a break point here as Bob. If you're European Goats, you're just kind of keeping your nose out in front. Early break's going to be traded. It's Lucrease and Allergy. 3 FCs left on both sides. This was relatively short as well, right? Sub 2 minutes, and it does really kick off. You've got kind of the first half, a little bit of a break, then the back half. I think the back half, generally speaking, is where we've seen the most misses. A lot of FCs in the first half of this map right to here. 440 combo, and then things get going once again after that brief, tiny little intermission. Fair amount of density required of this with the sliders. You would think Hard Rock almost easier, but it's going to be Tim Kackner with the break. So lead to Bob. Scroll trades it out. Still, I tell a lie, not still anything. Reedcat's going to fall. Scylla's going to fall as well. It is a 1v1 on the board. Jack Pax versus Raikoho, the only 2 FCs left in the lobby. There goes Allergy, though. That was the big backing combo for Jack Pax. Now Lucrease with the backing combo for Bob is going to be able to bring this one home if he can continue to hold. It is a 50k score lead for Bob, and that's going to continue to grow as Raikoho has the FC. Lucrease has the backing combo into the ending, and 100k is going to be enough. Lucrease with the late break. Hang on just a second. There's a lot of note density at the very end of this one. It's going to come down quickly, but not quickly enough. And 64k is going to be the margin of victory for Team Bob. Thank you to Raikoho on that side, bringing home the FC with Hard Rock. That was the difference maker. When you look at his score versus Jack Pax's score, the Hard Rock FC versus the Nomad FC was critical to the victory on that point for Bob. The difference maker was that Hard Rock score multiplier. Very well done to Raikoho, who has been quietly having a really solid match here today. And that will be 3 breakpoints in a row now. We went 4 maps to start off the match without a single breakpoint. Now we've gone back to back to back. And 4-3 lead for Bob with their own next pick to come. As I said, these points start to get important because now Bob, with the break point, can push themselves to match point if they win their own pick this time, which is a tougher ask by the sounds of things than we would have expected earlier on in this match. But they will hopefully have a pick, that will work out for them here. question is, what map will that be? I feel like it probably should just be the Nomad 2, but maybe a little scared of that one. You know, it was a map that they played yesterday. They put up a 2.4 million. The side of European Goats put up a 2.3 million. So you're talking about a really closely fought map previously. Reedcat asking for a Nomad pick when it's his own team's pick. Not really sure what the story is there. All right, it's going to be Hard Rock 1 as the selection here for Bob. That is Irowajue Eto Izanau. That's like a really awkward to pronounce for someone who is not good with Japanese. I apologize for butchering that. This match is picking all the maps that I haven't seen in any match that I have commentated this weekend. It's kind of wild. This is the third such pick. This one is another map that has been largely not super popular. I think 2 picks so far this week. This would be its third. Based on the other maps of this song, it is relatively straightforward. 200 BPM, typically just kind of some aim with some back and forths and some bursts. So I'm gonna find out if this one's the same way, because I genuinely I'm doing a small amount of sight reading here. We do a little bit of trolling. This is our first Hard Rock pick of this match. Hard Rock 2 banned, Hard Rock 3 still open. Hard Rock plays going pretty well on the free mods for Bob. With the Hard Rock FC from Raikoho just now. And the Hard Rock FC from, or the Hard Rock S rank from Raikoho on the previous, on free mod 2. So we will get into it and see if somebody can consolidate a break point, or if we just go 4 straight. That would be a large boon to European Goats if they can get the break point back here. Send it to the last pick per team. Raiko, Reedcat, Nineric, Nanoya, Tim Kackner, Scylla, Andros, and Hifkill. Gonna be the players for this one. As you might expect, things going pretty well through the early stages of this one. Just the very, very early break from Tim Kackner. Into the first breakdown section we will go. Everyone looking comfy enough on the aim. This is just free combo section here. The lead is only 21k because it's only 40 combo difference. That's all that's separating them. A little bit of accuracy. Actually almost dead even, realistically. Let's just call it accuracy dead even across the board. It's a break from Hifkill on that stream, though, and that's going to break things open in this map for Bob heading into this next section. 700 combo or near enough, 600 combo in favor of Bob. And everybody makes it through the stream into the next aim section. No breaks on the aim once more. Very comfy for these guys, so it's just that difference of the FCs versus hit kill, unfortunately. Giving Bob a 174k lead. Is all it takes. That's all you need. Still have the double FC on Scylla and Andros. Still the near FC on Tim Kackner. Reverse choke. It's a break on Nineric on that stream, but there needs to be at least one more of the FCs broken for Bob for European Goats to be able to bring this back, I believe. Actually, maybe. There actually might be adequate time regardless, because it's about a 500 combo lead, or 400, 500 combo lead. But that break would certainly help. Still a triple FC, which is quite impressive, you have to say, for Bob. It's nearly a triple FC plus the backing combo recovered for hit kill, but you can see the score, it's just steady. It's just dead even, it's staying there at that 160 to 170k range. And it's going to be time starting to run out here for European Goats. Nineric breaking again, not the worst thing ever, but that will start to bring the score gap down. European Goats does get themselves a little bit of a combo lead, but they need, I think, one more break from Bob. It needs to be one of those FCs. It's Rigcat that falls. Hifkill falls as well, but that doesn't really matter. You've got a double FC and a near FC on Tim Kacker. The score is going to come down pretty rapidly here into the ending. You've got a double FC, Raikaho Nanoya, but you have Scylla Andros on the double FC to match. You've got Tim Kacker on the backing combo, only 40 combo behind the FC. It's 50k and dropping into the last few seconds of the map. Will there be enough time onto the stream into the ending? No, it is Andros to break on the last stream, and the 40k lead holds for Team Bob, and they escape with their lives, and they escape clutching their prize, a match point at 5-3 after consolidating the break point. A remarkable performance from both of these teams, but I think the break at the end from Andros may well have made the difference. The 5 misses on the stream right at the end, dropping that score down enough. 44,000 points was all the difference, and if you look at the score of Scylla, you look at the score of Raiko and Nanoya on those FCs, that may have been enough had Andros held. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. 3.7 mil to 3.73 to 3.69 million. Bob gonna be thankful to have gotten away with murder there. And European Goats now down a pair of match points in the hands of Team Bob to try to advance onward into winners semis. And you do also, as mentioned, you do have to look at the accuracy here. It's 99s across the board for all 4 members of Bob. Meanwhile, only 199 and 297s on European Goats. And that can be enough right there, honestly. If you go, if you take Tim Kackner up to just 99, you take Andros up to like 98.5, they may win that outright in that way. With 3-1 million scores and a 575k and Hifkill, they could also won with Hifkill just playing it a little better. There's so many different ways that could have gone, and everything just broke the way it needed to for Bob to win it. And the last pick of this match here for European Goats, it is going to be DT1, which feels like, I don't want to call it a Hail Mary or anything like that, but you can tell that they're kind of out of great options at this point. DT1 is just a very straightforward 10.3 light aim. Exactly what you'd expect out of a relatively, an early mid-stage DT1. Nothing crazy about it at all. The 2 kind of aimy picks we've had so far were back-to-back picks for European Goats. From the Free Mod 1 and the Free Mod 2, both relatively aimy, and they got broken on both of those. Bob won on each of those occasions, but they're saying this is what we have left to work with in this pool. We're going back into that same skill set once more. This time AR 10.3. 241 BPM, so we go from 240 BPM pre-mod 1 to 41 BPM DT1. Obviously the big difference here being 10.3 the approach rate for anybody who's not 110% comfortable with it. But other than that, we're going aim into aim on the side of European Goats. Once they kind of ran through those niche picks earlier on, those couple of hiddens went well for them, but it's been breakpoints. They're 2 picks since in this second phase of the match. We'll see if they can win their own pick here. They will need to if they want to keep this match going, at least one more pick. Reiko, Scroll, Ninrik, Nanoya, Tim Kakner, Hifkill, Andros, Jackpacks once more into the breach. Go these 2 teams. European Goats wondering if they can make it through and force Bob into a last pick. Bob hoping they can just close it out right now. Is, as long as you're fine with 10.3, one of the most straightforward maps in the pool. Moff, pretty comfy aim. It's going to be Hifkill to find the first break in the first burst as well. Not usually where you want to miss, but fortunately for him, it's going to be a slider break from Scroll to follow it up, so no real damage done there. It's 30k is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. It's going to be Nanoya the next break. Somewhat surprising. Generally anticipate him to be a very strong DT1 player. Good DT1 mapper as well, of course. But that's going to be advantage European Goats triple FC against the double FC now. Lead going to go their way by about 40k and growing. Through the first Ki. It's another break from Hifkill, but that's not really the end of the world. It's the other 3 that are the important ones now. Halfway through the map already. This one just 2.5 minutes. See how long that 3-way can hold. See how long Bob can hold the double FC and try to get some back and combo back up as well. Hifkill breaking once more. That's going to start to matter once the combined combo of Scroll and Nanoya equals out to an FC, which it is about doing. It's going to start to be important that Hifkill can't recover the combo. Now, as long as the 3-way still holds, it's not the end of the world yet, but you can see that score not going out any farther. It's sitting around the 85k mark. There goes Jackpacks. One of those 2 FCs gone, and now it is fully advantage Bob. Double FC against double FC, but backing combo against not much backing combo. Not even breaks as well, but Scroll still on the 600 recovery combo. That's still enough to work at bringing the score gap back down. You can see it falling. It's going to go below the 30k mark here into the last section. There goes Andros as well, and it is tragedy that has struck European Goats. A double FC still alive for Bob while things fall apart at the seams for European Goats. It might just be 3 straight breakpoints lost for them in this match to fall as Reiko Ninrik holding on to the double FC. Reiko does break, but you've got Ninrik, you've got Scroll, and it is the end of the day for European Goats. That map comes at you quickly. It ends fast, just like this match did, unfortunately, here for European Goats. The FC on Ninrik and the solid backing score. Reiko nearly dropping FC 250s, no hundreds. Scroll and Nanoya putting up solid backing scores as well. Tim Kakner matches that FC, but just not going to be enough. And it is going to be Team Bob advancing onward through the bracket stage. They will be onward into the semifinals after a tough match, but when they escaped missing a couple of their strong players, gave European Goats some advantages early on. But Bob made do with what they had, and they made the magic happen in the later stages of this match, winning the last 3 points in a row to take it by the final score of 6-3. Well done to them. They advance onward, I believe, into a match in semifinals against Mom's Touch. Winners late last night or early this morning, depending on how you look at it, against Together We Are Terrific. That's a surprising upset, or a surprising result. 6-0 there. With this loss, European Goats drop into losers bracket round 2. I think they face... Is it Tea Party? I need a challenge. Where is a challenge? There is a challenge. European Goats will be dropping down as the loser of match number 15. No, I tell a lie. They will be facing the winner. Okay, they'll be facing one of like 3 different teams. Could be Rikma 5 winner, could be Ekpunadma, and it could be Team Name Daniel. So several options still for that one. That all being said, those matches will be taking place in a week, so we don't have to worry about them for a while. We have a match coming up pretty much immediately, though.